Few films can equal Ridley Scott's period piece extravaganza Gladiator in terms of commercial and critical success. Just when you assumed films about ancient Rome's fighters had peaked with films like Ben-Hur in 1959 and Spartacus 1960, along came Ridley Scott with a contemporary action spectacle that set a new standard for production design and filmmaking and featured innovative special effects. If the technical elements of the film weren't enough to cement its place in cinema history, Gladiator also featured a compelling and intriguing storyline. Gladiator, as many are aware, relates the historically fictional story of Maximus, played by Russell Crowe, a Roman general who becomes the victim of a rebellion led by Caesar Marcus Aurelius' own son, Commodus, played by Joaquin Phoenix. Maximus is divested of his position and condemned to be a prisoner in the gladiatorial combat pits of Rome, all while Commodus orders the death of Maximus's wife and child. Motivated by revenge for his family's murder, Maximus rapidly rises through the ranks of Rome's toughest gladiators, ultimately becoming a sign of hope for Rome's oppressed citizens, before meeting face-to-face with Emperor Commodus. The movie's remarkable sense of scope, filmmaking skill and thrilling storyline earned its bids for 12 Academy Awards, 5 of which it won, including the prized Best Picture award. Gladiator has since been recalled as an acclaimed classic in the minds of both reviewers and fans. With the killing of Maximus in the film's climactic battle, it appeared that the Gladiator story had come to an end. As we've discovered, Ridley Scott has plans to resume the Gladiator tale. Since the triumph of the first Gladiator movie, rumors and plans for a sequel have been spreading. Russell Crowe himself claimed that discussions about a sequel never really stopped. According to rumors, earlier plans called for Maximus to be raised from the dead in Gladiator 2 and fight mythical enemies in the Roman realm. Another plan called for things to take an even more otherworldly turn. Only time will tell if Gladiator 2 will remain loyal to its realistic origins and add more fantastical aspects as the long-awaited sequel is finally beginning production. Stick around till the end to learn all the details for the surprising sequel and when you can expect to enter the arena. Well, here is all we know so far about Gladiator 2. Gladiator 2's pre-production has only recently started. The eagerly awaited sequel is prepared to start shooting around late March 2023, with its main actor chosen, a tentative release date established, and a script finished. As a result, there is currently no video or set photography available, so we'll have to wait to find out what is in store for Ridley Scott's enigmatic sequel. At the foreign box office, the first Gladiator movie brought in a staggering $503 million, precisely quintupling its $103 million budget. With those figures, it seems highly improbable that Gladiator 2 would even consider skipping a theatrical premiere, not to mention that eager spectators would prefer to watch a spectacle like gladiatorial fight on a large screen as opposed to a computer. Despite this, we wouldn't rule out a streaming release. In fact, given that Paramount Pictures owns the intellectual property for Gladiator, a release on Paramount Plus would seem to be reasonably probable. On Friday, November 22nd, 2024, Gladiator 2 will make its formal debut in theaters. Get set for another entertaining journey to ancient Rome. Gladiator 2's storyline has not yet been made explicit, but the recent selection of its leading man does provide some hints as to where the series will go after the end of the first movie. The main role will be played by a familiar face from the first Gladiator, thanks to the selection of recently nominated Oscar winner Paul Mescal. Lucius, Spencer Treat Clark, a juvenile child, who is the nephew of the evil Commodus and the son of Commodus' sister, Lucilla. Connie Nielsen plays a significant supporting role in the original film's plot. Despite having only briefly interacted with Maximus, Lucius developed a respect for him as he rose to fame among the many Colosseum onlookers. Lucius made the decision to become a symbolically valiant fighter like Maximus rather than the next in line to the Roman crown after that. He must have been deeply impacted by seeing his courageous sacrifice in the face of a maniacal master when he saw Maximus and Commodus. Paul Mescal will be portraying a fully grown Lucius, and if the term gladiator is still present in the title, we can assume that Lucius actually took Maximus's lead and chose to battle in the arena rather than become Caesar. So who is responsible for Gladiator 2? It's Ridley Scott. He is the one who is directing the sequel to Gladiator and arguably the greatest returning talent. There is no need to introduce the productive Scott, whose critically praised films include Alien 1979, Blade Runner 1982, Thelma and Louise, Black Hawk Down, The Martian, and many others. David Scarpa, who previously worked with Scott on the script for All the Money in the World, is writing the story for Gladiator 2. Scott's other regular partners, such as those who worked on the first Gladiator, like production designer Arthur Max and costume designer John T. Yates, as well as Prometheus 2017 director of photography Darius Wolski, are among the other key staff members. Paul Mescal, who recently earned his first Academy Award nomination for his performance in Aftersun and did a great job on Hulu's original Normal People, will play the title character of Lucius in Gladiator 2, as was previously stated. Mescal claimed in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter that Scott directly offered him the part of Lucius without requiring a tryout. The 85-year-old director and Mescal met and discussed the parameters of the story, according to Mescal. Then he received a screenplay, and that was it. I'm so proud I get to make it. It's an intimidating feat. It's something I'm nervous about, but something I feel I can do, Mescal said. Mescal was questioned about the potential bodily changes he might go through to portray the part. For a movie like Gladiator 2, he acknowledged that there might be an emphasis on body, but he claimed that it's not particularly compelling to do so. Mescal stated that he wants to ensure that his character is realistic, and quipped that he might not bulk up excessively as other actors have in similar parts in the past. Of course, there's a physical robustness required for the character, but past that, I'm not interested. This guy's got to fight and got to be a beast, Mescal said, and whatever that looks and feels like is right for me, is what it's going to be. Sometimes I see films and I'm like, that person doesn't look real. Barry Keoghan, who received a Best Supporting Actor nomination for his work in The Banshees of Inisherin, is purportedly in negotiations to join the movie and will reportedly join Mescal and another 2023 Oscar nominee. Keoghan would reportedly portray Emperor Geta, a real-life Roman emperor who ruled the kingdom from 198 to 211 if he were to join the ensemble. It remains to be seen if this emperor will be Commodus's evil replacement. Keoghan's participation in Gladiator 2 hasn't been announced yet, but a significant actor will join two-time Academy Award victor Denzel Washington in the sequel. Washington earlier appeared in American Gangster, but this is her first role in a Ridley Scott movie in over 15 years. Washington's role as the figure has not yet been made public. The remaining cast members, including Connie Nielsen and Djimon Hounsou, who returned because their characters from the previous Gladiator movie lived, are still unknown. Still, with this casting and crew, Gladiator 2 sounds more badass than we thought.